China relocated 1 million rabbits to the desert. A year later, the world was shocked. Under the unforgiving sky of the Kabuki Desert, where scorching daytime heat gives way to bone-chilling cold at night, a quiet revolution is taking place. This barren land, once seen as the very definition of harshness and lifelessness, is slowly being covered by the color of life itself. For generations, people believed that deserts could never sustain life. Rain was rare, the soil was depleted, and farming or raising livestock seemed almost impossible. Yet here, in the harsh wilderness of Inner Mongolia, one place is rewriting everything we thought we knew. In this unlikely corner of the desert, millions of rabbits are being raised, not only providing stable livelihoods, but also generating massive income. And because of them, a once desolate landscape is being revived in ways no one ever imagined. But these rabbits are only one part of the transformation. Looking out across the horizon, you can see groups of workers steadily moving across the dunes, fighting a constant battle against the shifting winds. Square plots of straw, carefully arranged in a checkerboard pattern, act as natural shields that stabilize the sand, retain moisture, and protect the fragile soil beneath. This method is part of a massive anti-desertification campaign that has been underway for decades. Back in the 1950s and 1960s, with strong support from the central government, Inner Mongolia began planting trees and building sand control stations. As the decades passed, cities throughout the region grew greener. The effort didn't stop there. China later launched the 3 North Shelter Belt program, also known as the Green Great Wall, combined with strict grazing bans to prevent vegetation loss. Fewer grazing animals meant more chances for nature to regenerate. By 2024, those efforts had paid off in extraordinary ways. Inner Mongolia not only met, but far surpassed its reforestation and anti-desertification goals, reaching 113% and 148% completion, respectively. Today, this region is home to the largest forest area in China, covering nearly 59 million acres, and grasslands now blanket 45% of the land, its highest level since 1990. What used to be endless dust and dunes has transformed into a vast sea of green. If you ever visit, listen closely to the gentle wind rustling through the leaves, and you might even spot the slender footprints of deer pressed into the sand, a quiet reminder of nature's incredible revival. But where do the rabbits fit into all this? How could rabbits possibly help transform a desert? It sounds unbelievable, but in the Kabuki Desert, they are a crucial part of the fight against desertification. This story begins with a visionary local entrepreneur who invested in planting willow trees in this harsh, arid land. Willow trees are hardy, drought-tolerant, and economically valuable. However, after about 3 years, if they aren't properly maintained, the willows lose their value, especially for producing high-quality paper. And this is where the Rex rabbits come in. Rex rabbits aren't just any ordinary breed. Their fur is incredibly soft, almost like otter fur, and often more valuable than the meat itself. But what makes them truly remarkable is their ability to help willow trees thrive. The young shoots of the willows serve as perfect food for the rabbits, while the remaining branches can still be used to produce paper and particle board. Meanwhile, the willow's deep root system, stretching over 300 feet, anchors the sand and slows the desert's expansion. Rex rabbits also have another extraordinary trait. They reproduce at an astonishing rate, up to 25 times faster than many other animals. This makes them a powerful force in ecological restoration. Even better, the dry desert climate is ideal for them, allowing Kabuki-raised rabbits to grow exceptionally high-quality fur. But the story goes far beyond fur farming. In China, nothing goes to waste. Meat from mature rabbits is used as food, while certain parts are used in traditional medicine. Rabbit manure, rich in nutrients, becomes a superb fertilizer, greatly improving the desert soil quality. It can even be used to produce biogas, a valuable renewable energy source. This unique combination of willow trees, Rex rabbits, and sustainable farming practices has sparked a dramatic transformation in Kabuki. As the land became more fertile, people started farming, building greenhouses, and producing organic vegetables on a large scale. Interestingly, Rex rabbits require very little water. They eat dry grass and cannot digest the seeds, meaning they accidentally help spread them across the desert. The seeds pass through their system, fall onto the sand, and sprout during the rainy season. And just like that, vegetation slowly expands, replacing what used to be barren dunes. This effort stretches far beyond a single farm. The pioneering entrepreneur hired nearly 100 bulldozers to flatten dunes, fill in ravines, and prepare the land for willow planting. At the same time, he encouraged local residents to raise Rex rabbits. Over more than a decade, Kabuki's landscape has been completely reshaped. By 2013, more than $400 million had been invested in building new villages, attracting farmers and herders to settle here. Willow plantations expanded to over 3 million acres. Every year, more than 3 million Rex rabbits are sold, giving local families an annual income between $6,800 and $9,600. More than 10,000 households have escaped poverty and built better lives from the desert's revival. In 2017, when reporters visited Kabuki, they were stunned by how dramatically the region had changed. What was once a barren stretch of desert had transformed into a thriving landscape. Statistics showed that the combined population of Rex and Daolad rabbits had reached 4.5 million, generating $76 million in revenue in that single year. Recognizing the enormous potential, local authorities continued pouring investment into the rabbit industry, creating jobs and strengthening long-term economic growth. No one could have imagined that small rabbits would help reshape an entire desert, yet with smart planning and long-term vision, what happened in Kabuki stands as powerful proof that even the harshest land can become rich and productive when people know how to use the resources they have. But the story doesn't end there. Still in China, the same desert we've been talking about is home to another remarkable achievement, the Jiunma Solar Power Plant, located in the area once known as the Sea of Death, covering about 346 acres. This dry, resource-poor land has now been transformed into an extraordinary engineering landmark built from more than 196,000 solar panels. These panels are arranged with precision to create the image of a galloping horse when viewed from above. Today, this facility stands as the largest solar power plant in China's desert regions and the largest image ever created using solar panels anywhere in the world. It was officially recognized by Guinness World Records in 2022. So far, the Jiunma project has generated over 2.3 billion kilowatt-hours of clean, eco-friendly electricity. That's equivalent to saving 760,000 tons of standard coal and reducing 1.85 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions, making it a major contributor to China's sustainable development goals. However, the benefits of this massive solar farm go far beyond electricity production. The panels act like a protective shield, helping the soil retain moisture, reducing water evaporation, and slowing down strong desert winds. All of this indirectly improves the local ecosystem. Even more impressive, the shaded areas beneath the panels give residents a chance to grow crops and raise livestock, creating a sustainable microenvironment that supports multiple industries, including desert tourism, which in turn boosts the local economy. But that's not all. Studies show that planting grass beneath solar panels helps prevent soil erosion and provides habitat for wildlife. The construction of the Jiunma plant is part of China's long-term plan to build a Great Solar Wall, a massive clean energy network expected to power key northern regions, including Beijing. The Jiunma facility alone generates enough electricity each year to supply around 300,000 to 400,000 people, and it's only one component of a much larger nationwide project. These solar panels also help cut near-ground wind speeds by as much as 50%, a critical factor in stabilizing sand and allowing vegetation to grow. Normally, achieving this level of environmental recovery would take a decade, But here, it took just 4 years. By late November 2020, the Juanma plant had already helped restore roughly 2,600 acres of desert land, transforming a once barren region into a greener, more fertile landscape and improving living conditions for many species of wildlife. Rabbits in this project also play a surprisingly important role in maintaining the ecosystem beneath the solar panels. Along with other animals like sheep and geese, they live under the panels and help control the growth of weeds. These solar panels need to be washed regularly with water, and that water naturally seeps down into the sand below, creating a more humid environment that allows grass and plants to grow. Because the panels provide shade, evaporation is minimal, so the grass stays healthy instead of drying out. However, when the grass grows too tall, it can interfere with the plant's operations and reduce the panel's efficiency. To solve this issue, workers use large numbers of sheep and rabbits to graze the grass, keeping the area clean beneath the solar array. The rabbits don't just trim the grass, they help create a sustainable ecosystem, reducing the need for chemicals or heavy machinery while preserving biodiversity in the region. By June 2024, China had become the world leader in operational solar power capacity, reaching a total of about 386,000 megawatts. In 2023 alone, China added an average of 39.99 megawatts of new solar capacity each year, while the United States added only about 8,137 megawatts annually. And interestingly, this isn't the first time China has used animals as part of its environmental solutions. Back in 2020, when Pakistan struggled with massive locust swarms, rumors spread that China had sent a duck army to help. Although those reports were later denied, using ducks in agriculture is nothing new. Around 20 years ago, in the Xinjiang Autonomous Region of northwest China, more than 700,000 ducks and chickens were used to eliminate locusts, helping protect crops and grasslands. Studies have shown that ducks outperform chickens in locust control. A single duck can eat more than 200 locusts a day, about 3 times what a chicken can consume. Ducks also move in flocks, which makes them much easier to manage. Using ducks to fight locusts isn't just cost-effective, it's environmentally friendly compared to relying on pesticides. However, ducks aren't always the perfect option. They need water and can't survive in extremely hot, dry regions like Pakistan's deserts. Even so, during locust control operations, ducks proved impressively effective, wiping out up to 95% of locusts in some areas and nearly 100% in others. While ducks are efficient animals, their use still comes with limitations. In harsh, dry climates, they struggle to survive, meaning additional methods must be used alongside them. In 2014, in Hebei province in northern China, chickens were also used to control locusts, and in Inner Mongolia, guinea locusts, known for their speed and flight ability, were part of the effort. However, ducks are still considered the most effective animals for eliminating locusts, thanks to their high appetite and resilient health. That said, not all ducks are ideal for the task. Only laying ducks tend to eat insects and are more effective at hunting locusts. On another front, desertification in Zhoua County, one of China's largest regions, has been addressed using innovative methods. Over the past 7 years, about 800 herders have planted grass to restore desertified land. This grass planting approach has helped revive soil fertility and accelerate recovery. Yet, to fully combat desertification, authorities turn to animals, this time yaks. Grazing livestock not only stabilizes the soil, but also promotes ecosystem development. The yaks help press seeds into the ground, speeding up grassland recovery. Studies have shown that moderate grazing encourages damaged land to recover and is an effective solution to protect areas from further desertification. Even so, it wasn't enough, and authorities continued seeking animal-based solutions. Goats, which can improve soil quality, were also introduced for testing. These animals help address land degradation while restoring desertified areas, creating a fresh ecological environment, and promoting sustainable development in the region. However, alongside these successes, scientists from Oregon State University discovered a harsh reality. Overgrazing by goats and sheep on Mongolia's vast grasslands is causing severe damage to the local vegetation. Research shows that about 80% of the vegetation lost in these areas is due to overgrazing by livestock. This isn't an exaggeration. Back in 1990, when Mongolia's economy shifted dramatically after the collapse of the Soviet Union, the country's livestock population doubled, reaching 45 million animals. This surge put immense pressure on the grasslands and significantly altered land and natural resource management. At the same time, rising unemployment after the Soviet collapse pushed many locals toward livestock farming as a way to sustain their livelihoods. The result was a rapid population boom of goats, one of the main livestock types, creating extreme pressure on already fragile vegetation struggling to survive. Mongolia isn't exactly a fertile land, and this only worsened the overgrazing problem. For example, the Gobi Desert in the south, already infamous for its harsh climate, continues to expand, threatening both the local ecosystem and global climate stability. Shrinking farmland, dropping groundwater levels, and shrinking wildlife habitats have placed Mongolia in a serious environmental crisis. However, not everything is negative. Recent studies on goat grazing show that while goats do overgraze and damage grasslands, they play a crucial role in the natural cycle of the soil. By grazing, goats perform an important function. They stimulate plant growth through natural fertilization and promote nutrient exchange between animals and plants. This interaction creates a balance that helps the land recover and maintains the health of the grasslands. So, what's the solution? The answer is simple yet highly effective. Establish a well-managed grazing system. By adjusting grazing schedules and intensity, the grasslands can recover while still supporting livestock growth. A similar strategy has been implemented in Spain, where land faces severe desertification risks. The Spanish government developed a long-term plan to combat desertification, especially in Andalusia, home to the world's largest olive oil production. These famous olive groves are under threat if protective measures aren't in place. Spain's strategy includes ecosystem restoration, biodiversity conservation, and careful management of livestock grazing. Part of this plan involves regulating water usage, ensuring sufficient supply for irrigation while also meeting human needs. This demonstrates that effective land protection requires close coordination between government authorities, farmers, and the scientific community. Experts have also planned to create a desertification atlas, an online resource to monitor and analyze areas affected by desertification. This tool will provide detailed information to help policymakers make more informed decisions. At the same time, a national council will be established to coordinate efforts in land restoration and environmental protection. All of these initiatives are promising and truly impressive, but experts caution that implementing such a large-scale plan requires a lot of time, persistence, and resources from multiple sectors. Nevertheless, if executed properly, this strategy could become a model for other countries, helping protect land and improve environmental quality for future generations. Dear viewers, the story of the Kabuki Desert and the Rex rabbits shows us that nothing is impossible when people have vision and perseverance. The journey to revive this barren land from willow trees to rabbits demonstrates the power of creativity and collaboration in environmental protection and sustainable development. The deeper message is clear. Only by using resources wisely and respecting nature can we create lasting change. If you found this story interesting and meaningful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you can join us in exploring many more fascinating topics. Share this video with your friends and family to spread positive messages about protecting nature. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.